Good day, I'm Kavindra Ratnagar and this is my final year project presentation. We all live inside buildings, and valuation of buildings is a significant problem faced by different socioeconomic stakeholders. And these traditional methods basically depends on the opinions and skills of the valuator, and also these models are less biased on engineering aspects. Your home is most likely your most significant asset. And what happens if your biggest investment becomes a disaster?
We have an asset worth $1.5 million that right now is worth nothing.
Before you go sinking money into such major investment, be sure you are investing the right amount. So I insisted on developing a model which can help you by providing the real value of your building. My research title: Development of a Model for Valuation of Buildings. And objectives are to evaluate performance parameters of buildings and their contribution for valuation of a building, and also to develop a model for valuation of existing and new buildings. In order to achieve my objectives, first I identified the performance parameters related to buildings and other loopholes in other researches, and I classified all the identified parameters into a unique structure according to their significance. Then I used a fuzzy analytical hierarchy process FAHP to develop the rating equation step by step. And then you may have noticed that researchers who engaged in these rating systems did not calculate the market value. So I used a method called multi-attribute market value assessment method, MAMVA method, to calculate the final market value. After thoroughly studying the subject, I developed an integrated building assessment system consisting of 5 levels. Integrated building assessment system has 3 main categories, namely primary conditions, sustainability and adaptability. The supplementary novelty of this model is the inclusion of sustainability, adaptability and primary principles of engineering into building market valuation. In level 5, the last level, I described each local factor with a numerical descriptor from 1 to 4 in order to eliminate the subjectivity of this model. As shown here, I developed equations for each level. Equation from every level contributes to the final value of the rating system, which I termed that value as Integrated Building Assessment Value, IBAV. I created a data sheet for IBAV calculation, and here each local factor was assigned with an index like A1, A2, A3. So you can refer each index in the relevant rating table and insert a value out of 1 to 4 here. After inserting values in the datasheet, it automatically calculates the IBAV value. You can see here it's the final value, but in this model also you can see how much the building has scored in each category, like in primary condition how much you have scored, under sustainability how much you have scored, likewise. And from this IBAV, the value we get from the rating system, we can rate the building as shown in this table. IBA is a value out of 4. Then I combined the rating model I developed with the MAMVA method, multi-attribute market value assessment method, in order to provide the optimal market value for the building. For that, I selected 4 residential buildings and processed them under the rating model I developed and calculate the IBAV value. Then I applied that IBA value in the MAMVA method in order to calculate the market value. So from traditional valuation, the market value was 7,200 per square meter, and after processing it under MAMVA in the cycle 3, it gave a value of 4,312.5. which gave a calculation accuracy under 1%. So it's satisfying the inequality. And here I have shown how the traditional market value changed over the 4 cycles and reached the real market value. So once the inequality is satisfied, the market value of the building is determined. In conclusion, I can say that this model provides methods to evaluate performance criteria related to building, and this rating system is based on Sri Lankan guidelines. So this is a domestic model, but the criteria can be developed according to any of the country you are going to use, and this model will provide opportunities to determine the real market value. This method I developed could become a new competing method for property market valuation and could be a handy tool for property sellers, brokers, buyers and lenders on regional, national and global levels. And this model can be modified, and also this model is a domestic model. Therefore, this model can be used as a baseline for developing domestic models with regard to context in a respective country. And these are the references. Thank you. Have a good day.